Welcome, everyone. My name is Robin Elander. I'm the Executive Director of Downtown Santa Barbara, and we are here for another Downtown Business Spotlight, a virtual interview series with downtown business owners. And we're so excited to be in our around, I think, 60 different shows that we've been doing. My co-host today is Matt Kettmann. He is the senior arts editor, art and wine editor, food and wine. I'm sorry. I have a couple different co-hosts, food and wine from Santa Barbara Independent. And we are so excited to have some really wonderful guests today. We're going to be talking about sweets. So I'm going to hand it over to Matt to kind of introduce our guests today and go from there. So welcome, everybody.
Great, thank you, Robin. As Robin said, I'm Matt Kettmann. I'm the senior editor at Santa Barbara Independent. Been there for more than 20 years, and it's been fun getting to know a lot of the businesses around town through this series, even more deeply. On today's show, we've done a ton of shows. We've done Italian food, we've done Mexican food, we've done all sorts of stuff. But today we're doing something we haven't done yet, which is desserts, essentially sweets, and that sort of thing. So that'll be fun to dive into, and I'm sure we'll all be itching for some sweets by the end of this. And I guess the show maybe was time for Halloween. I don't know, but there's a lot of candy in my house right now. So yes. The sweet level is definitely very high. So we're going to go around and talk to each guest. The guests we have today are Maya Schoop-Rhutten, the owner of Chocolate Maya down there on Lower State Street at Rita Gutierrez. She opened back in 2007. So she's kind of the veteran of the sweet scene here in Santa Barbara, really a pioneer. I think more than beyond Santa Barbara, pioneer in California chocolate exploration and bringing lots of cool stuff from around the world to here, and also leading tours herself down into chocolate growing regions, which is pretty cool. It'd be fun to do that one of these days. So then next up, we'll have Bulent Derdiyok, who opened LOKUM in actually February of 2020, just in time for COVID. But it's an amazing spot. If you've never been in there, they sell Turkish Delights and all these beautiful Turkish desserts and teas and coffees and all that sort of stuff. And it's not only a feast for yourself, I mean, they're delicious and very unique flavors, but also for your eyes. It's a very colorful spot, and it's really beautiful. Spot. So it's great to go in there just to even like look around. It's worth a peek. So and then the newest kid on the block is Maria Elena Plascencia. She just opened SB Sweets in Paseo Nuevo, selling crepes and mini pancakes. That was just in June of this year. So she's new to the scene, and we're going to learn all about her background and the other backgrounds as we move forward here. So Maya, let's start with you. How did you get into chocolate, and how did you decide to do it in Santa Barbara?
Well, I grew up in Switzerland, so I grew up with chocolate all around for sure. And then I had a restaurant here and got really tired of it and decided to do the chocolate thing. In 2007, there was the start of the bean to bar movement in this country, which was very exciting. So I decided to open the chocolate shop with, the few bean to bars that we had around the country. And then I was buying truffles and bonbons from other people. And that got really boring too after a year. So I decided to learn how to make the truffle and bonbons. I was very lucky to be invited in Switzerland into a wonderful chocolate shop in the mountains by a young chocolatier called La Chocolaterie. His name is Jeremy Ramzoyer, and I was there for weeks, and he just gave me everything. He just taught me from the bottom up for free. He just gave it to me. It was pretty amazing. And then, so I came back here. I did a few more classes in Chicago at some chocolate schools, and the rest is history. Now I do everything here, not just myself, but I have some amazing help. I have Willow, that is my both hands. She is amazing. And I have great people working in the shop too on the front. And this is our kitchen here where we produce all the goods. And we still have a huge bean to bar from all over the country, and some from Brazil, Ecuador. Yeah, we got quite a mix.
And for those who don't know bean to bar, what's a quick explanation of that?
So it's people who are take the beans, from the tree, and they produce chocolate. It's very straightforward. It's actually very hard to do a good job. I think all the people who do that are scientists. They have a very scientific mind. And some of the result is absolutely stunning. That's my passion, the bean to bar. My passion to eat it. It's
it's cutting out, chocolate got completely corporatized essentially, right? And we were all eating Nestle and everything, and the bean to bar movement was a counterpoint to all of that essentially.
Absolutely. I mean, honestly, when I go back to Switzerland and I taste what I used to eat as a kid, it's horrible. It's not good. It's like, we have our Hershey's over there. Oops. I mean, we have, I'm just lower quality. The bean to bar here are just two ingredients, it's the chocolate, the cacao, and the sugar, and it's fantastic. It's like a good bottle of wine, you can really compare that. Yeah. And then the chocolate we make I use Veltlin from Switzerland. It's a really high quality chocolate. I use higher percentage, so less sugar. I use fresh ingredients from the farmer's market. No preservative, no fake flavor. Everything is real. Yeah.
And what percentage of what you're selling now is stuff you're making versus stuff that you're, essentially distributing?
So to answer your question, if I just had the bars, I would not be open. So people do love the boxes of chocolate as gift. The bars we sell to people who are connoisseurs. They're looking for something. They know what they're coming for, but it's a minority for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So the stuff you're making is a huge part of your business these days. So.
Yes, it is. Yeah. But I have to say that since we've opened, most people didn't know what bean to bar was. So we've definitely educated a lot of people. And I am so happy when I see people coming in and buying those amazing bars. That is I'm so happy about that because now they understand. Yeah.
Oh, that's great. Congratulations.
On any given day, if I walk in there, how many different of your chocolates and your truffles and bonbons do you have for sale?
About 50 to 60.
Wow.
Yeah, and we have seasonal things, because of the fruit, the season in the fruit. So some of them are here for a few months and then we're replaced by something else because it's the season. So it moves. Yeah.
Do you do a pumpkin spice chocolate?
No.
Thank God.
Do not. Sorry.
Great. Do you still do you do those tours that I mentioned? I mean, obviously probably not in the last couple of years, but have you led them in a while?
Honestly, I kind of lost patience. So now I go by myself. I don't take people anymore unless it's one or two people and their friends. But no, I can't do it anymore. It's hard. There is some people who are really good at it, and I'll let them do it. There's a lot of tools now for the chocolate world, so those people are great. Yeah. Yeah.
No, I remember doing the story on 24 Blackbirds, our local chocolate maker and bean to bar guy, and just seeing in like 10 years how many different bean to bar operations had opened across America was pretty fascinating. I mean, there's
amazing. Yeah.
There's a lot.
I compare it to the beer movement. 20 years ago, there was 2 breweries and now there is so many.
Yeah. And in both industries, it seems like there's almost too many to sustain themselves, but we'll see. And hopefully.
What happens is that the good ones stay and then not so good disappear.
Right.
But that's one thing that's so great in this country is that the sky is bigger. If you decide to do beer or chocolate, whatever, you can do it. Other places, it's harder. Here, you can do whatever you want. It's pretty amazing. Yeah.
That's great. All right, let's move over to Bulent and hear about LOKUM and your background and how you got into selling Turkish Delights for the first time, I think, to Santa Barbara customers ever, as far as I can remember.
Thank you. We just started this business with my brother, like 2008 in Turkey, Istanbul. We were running a Turkish Delights and baklava store over there as well. And first couple of years, we decided to move that sweet shop to United States. And we start looking a place. At first, we start New York area, but it was too cold and food traffic was not enough. That's why we decided to open in Santa Barbara. And we opened first our retail place right after we work on everything. And once everything done, at 2020, we opened our Turkish Delights and baklava store. And all these products still import directly from Turkey. And everything pre-made in Turkey, and we just ship it, some of them by air, some of them by freeze container, and we just serve here. But in the future, we are planning to make everything in here, of course, but it's still a difficult process, so we are just still on hold. And all these Turkish Delights are very famous all around the world, actually, and the difference that we are selling is a huge variety. We have over 40 different flavors for Turkish Delight and 12 different style and nuts with baklava. And beside that, we are selling only Turkish coffee, but still those Turkish coffee has 10 different flavors. It's very similar to espresso. It's a little strong, but serving with a small cups. And we are also serving here like around 20 or 25 different type of herbal teas.
Great. And can you explain for someone that's never had a Turkish Delight, what's in a Turkish Delight?
For example, some of them they're with like a marshmallow roll, like a sushi with hazelnut cream and almond. Some of them with hazelnut, with pistachio, with some fruit flavors. They look like when you enter our store, they look like a sushi bar, but we just serve them by slices. And we have also old traditional one, which is they don't have any nuts. It just look like jelly, like classic ones. And mostly it's more tasty when you get with the nuts flavors, like pistachio or hazelnuts or almond. We use only these three nuts on our Turkish Delight, and they are really tasty, actually.
And you have some like exotic, like I remember having rose water with different things. You know, there's some pretty cool combinations.
Some rose petal with pomegranate pistachio. We have some like honey with pistachio, like a pomegranate hazelnut. So many different ingredients, and they are really very tasty and delicious. And we have also like very nice Turkish baklava. I can say the best baklava that you can ever have in United States, because we just bring here all high ingredients with the pistachio one, and they made from over 40 layer, which is very difficult, and they all made by hand. It's really amazing taste. And what we would like to do, we want to show our sweet to all around the world, actually. Our spot is really unique and different than others. Yeah. So they have a chance to have culture of Turkey as well while they are visiting our spot.
So do you pair, I can imagine the baklava pairs very well with the Turkish coffee. Does a Turkish Delight also pair well with the coffee?
Actually, in Turkey, Turkish Delight is more common because once you get Turkish coffee, they serve Turkish Delight with it instead of sugar. You know, they are just always having Turkish Delight. So what we are making here, we are making Turkish Delight more popular right now. That we are trying to do,
That's great.
And we just opened our new location in San Luis Obispo just last month, and we are doing good, establishing very well. So people knowing more, and we have every month more visitors. It's getting more popular.
Great.
Is it also called LOKUM up there?
Sorry?
Is it also the same name up there?
Yeah,
LOKUM?
It is exactly same decoration, same name, and same flavors that we are selling. All same, like a brand shop.
And what does the name mean? Does that mean something in Turkish?
Actually, LOKUM means Turkish Delight. It's the Turkish name. We just want to keep small and easy remember name. That's why we put LOKUM.
Right. And you guys do have plans at some point to do other things too, right? Like show us Turkish breakfast and make that something that we Americans know more about.
That's our next project. So still we are working on it. Hopefully we are planning to open like a Turkish deli and Turkish breakfast, because in Turkey breakfast is very famous and very large. So it's totally different culture. So what we'd like to do, we really want to share our culture with everyone here. So hopefully in a couple of years, we will be successful on our project.
And
So,
what, just because I'm curious, like what is a Turkish breakfast? What's a common Turkish breakfast spread?
for example, we have a like special Turkish bagel, and we have all kind of jams like butters, like 7 different type of cheese. They come all with a small cups. When you look at on the table, you may see like 30 or 35 different small plates with different taste.
Wow.
It seems
Sounds
like a
delicious.
dinner actually, but actually it's just a breakfast.
Sounds like
So
fun.
then you can skip lunch, I think.
Yeah, exactly. So what we are planning, we would like to do this all the way 8 p.m. maybe, because there is no certain time for our breakfast. You know, you can have any time of the day.
Yeah, and you can get up any time of the day too, so that's perfect.
Exactly. That's what we are trying to do.
That's great. And people are excited about the coffee too. People are trying that
Yeah.
out. And, yeah.
At first, we thought not so many people know about it, but actually, whoever come here, they are all familiar with Turkish Delights, Turkish baklava, and all Turkish coffee. That make us surprised. So
Yeah.
whoever comes straight to us, they never ask, let's say, cappuccino or espresso. They just come and straight ask for Turkish coffee.
But then you get to pick one of 12 types or something, right?
Yeah, we have like Turkish coffee with cardamom, Turkish coffee with mastic, Turkish coffee with hazelnut, Turkish coffee with strawberry, chocolates, so many different types.
Wow. I've been there a few times, but it sounds like I need to come back a few more times.
Yeah.
The
And
diversity is
sometimes
immense.
you try also the different tastes, different flavors, you know?
You're pretty wired after having 12 cups of Turkish coffee leaving that place.
No, yeah, maybe every week.
Yeah, great. Well, thank you. We'll come back to you in a little bit, but
Thank
let's
you.
go to Maria Elena Plascencia, who's our newest business owner. She opened SB Sweets in Paseo Nuevo in June of this year, selling crepes and mini pancakes. So Maria, tell us about yourself and how you decided to open this business. You're on mute right now. There you go. Almost.
No.
There you go.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. So my name is Maria Plascencia. I'm from Mexico. The open a business, it wasn't in my plan. It's just something that happened. I don't know what I get into it. It was really hard. So I used to work at the grocery store and as a baker. So I know about everything like about sweets. And so my dad, we went on a trip after the pandemic, and my dad said, "Why you not take advantage of it and just do your business?" I see it on TikTok. There's a lot of mini pancakes. I say, "Well, I'm gonna try it." So I give it a shot, and then everything went well. Then my other sister, all the family, Mexican family, is like, "Oh, do this, do this." So I like hearing when I wanted to. So they say they don't sell crepes, and I can buy crepes every day. So we start taking classes for how to make the crepes. I try different flavors. My kitchen was a mess because I tried every single day different flavors until I decide this is like more like Italian. I invite one of my friends who's Italian, and he said, "Let's do a French crepe." So I try a French crepe with lime and sugar, and it was for Mexicans. It's really simple. And I said, "No, I need more." It wasn't satisfied for me, so we tried another crepe, and so we decided we're gonna stay with the sweet crepe, but we give it samples to different cultures, like from China, from French, and Mexican and American, and they all agree with that one. So we stick with the last one that we made. They're not, of course, always people like want something different. Now they're asking me for different things. Like they want me to make, I forgot the name. So what I'm working right now is to make more crepes, different crepes for everybody. Like for the people who are gluten free, I'm working on it with the salty crepe when they want like ham and cheese, and now I'm just stuck here in the business. So, but I love it. I love it. It's something new. I never imagined to have my own place in Santa Barbara. It was really hard, but it's worth it. I mean, you do what you love, and then especially my store is just small. It's just my husband, my daughter. Sometimes he helps, and myself. But we're getting a little knowing more and more. So we planning to hire 2 more people now.
Great.
Give a job to somebody else.
And so are you open like breakfast, lunch, and dinner, or is it more breakfast, or when are you open?
I'm open all day from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. every day. It can be breakfast, it can be lunch, or it can be dinner, especially in the raining days. We're busy in the raining days. We do curry now, and we do events. So now we starting to get busier and busier. So I'm glad. I'm feeling blessed, and for my husband who is dealing with me all the time and learning more. And he say, "What are you making now? What are you making?" And he has to suffer because he's my first taster. So you have to try this one if you like it, and then he's my experiment rat. So he tried everything what I make. So that's I feel so blessed to have him because without him I cannot make it myself. It's just I think things happen for a reason. So the store that I used to work got closed on the Lavina, was Ralph of the Lavina, and that got closed. So I don't have a job. If I want a job, I had to move to Ventura, and it's drive it every day. So that's what I feel so blessed to do what I like now.
Oh, good for you.
Everybody is welcome to try our crepes.
And you weren't making, obviously you weren't making crepes before, and you weren't making mini pancakes. So these are new items for you. Are mini pancakes easier than crepes? Or are they both difficult?
No, mini pancakes are way easier. It's just the flip thing, which is you use the stick because it's so tiny, like a bite pancake. That was just easy. We can make a fluffy pancake. Can make a chocolate chip pancake. But the crepe, it has to be a texture which is not too thin or not too thick, so that people can still taste it. You can eat a crepe without not. What I wanted from my crepe is you can eat it with no toppings at all, and you still feel like another one. So that's what that's what I wanted to do.
What is the most popular items on the menu right now?
The crepes. Any
particular flavor, or just the basic flavor?
Nutella crepe. Nutella crepe is everybody can say natural Nutella crepe. Like I offer. We have more options. We have this. They willing to try, but the Nutella crepe is just the number one. I don't know what's going on with Nutella, but everybody wants Nutella on the crepe.
Yeah. That's a traditional thing. My wife was born in France and lived there till she was like 5, and she loves Nutella crepes. We actually can't buy Nutella because it just disappears, and so we keep it out of the house. But
restricted.
Great.
So
we have to get it. We have to get the big packet of Nutella because that one cannot miss it. It's be sweet.
All right. And what location are you in? What do you know? What restaurant was there before you?
Yeah, it was Focus Ceviche.
Okay, cool.
It was right in front of Lush or the Gap clothing store. It's right in front.
And are you is there a good amount of foot traffic walking through Paseo Nuevo now?
Yeah, they're after pandemic, like everybody is like now to come more. We have more tourists, and we also do social media and Instagram. So it's just by word. Like they try it, they bring the family, and then tourists, but they want something to eat, something like breakfast. We have a lot of sweet. We have the fresas con crema. We it's like a more like a dessert store. We have the choco flan. We have flan, fresas con crema. So it's just sweet in here.
That's great. Are you getting a lot of support from the Mexican community as well?
Yes, yes. Uh, we I think we're lucky that everybody got tired of being in home from the pandemic, so everybody wants to be out, and they give us a chance to try our crepes, and it's been really good. It's been successful. I'm planning to open another one in Goleta because we have a lot of complaints. They have to drive over here, or people say open in Capiz. It's not that easy, but Goleta, I think, is a good area. So people who live more north, and the students from UCSB.
Great.
So
Oh,
we're
that's
working
smart to
on
get
that.
those students. That's a good idea.
Yeah,
Yeah. So that's one of my plans right now.
great. Well, that's quick expansion. All right, well, let's go to Maya, and let's hear a little bit about, this show started because we were trying to give some sort of positive response to the pandemic, and it's gone on longer. The show and the pandemic's gone on longer than we expected. But let's hear about, business obviously suffered at first for you, I assume, Maya, and how did you deal with the pandemic, and how are things, moving forward now?
So, we closed for 3 months like everybody else, right at the beginning. And after that, the website was picking up a lot. And I think it really saved us. And then also what I did, with our regulars, they would contact us and then I would deliver. So I did a huge amount of deliveries at the beginning, and I think it saved us. I also decided to get an electric car, so that was great. It was cutting the gas and all this and the pollution. So when there is something bad happening, I always try to look for the positive, and if you dig, there is always something that you can find in there. And for us, it was the website deliveries, the amazing regular customers we have that were concerned, that didn't want us to close, and so on. And I'm so thankful for them. They really made us keep going.
That's great. And so, chocolate is kind of very much a comfort food though too. So people were probably freaked out, and you were a bit of a salvation for them.
When we opened in 2007, it was a recession, right? It was not a good time. And all the research I did, I found out that during the war, during any disaster, chocolate and movies were always there to stay. It was always in big demand. So that's why I never got scared to open in 2007. And there's no doubt that COVID, people, needed that sweet, that comfort, and for sure, yeah.
Great. Bulent, how did you? You opened right at the beginning, right before the pandemic. So you almost don't know the world without it to some extent. But what? You guys opened. There was a lot of buzz about you right away. Our office is right around the corner. A lot of my colleagues were going there quite a bit.
We just opened 1 month after the closing. The pandemic starts. But during the pandemic time, we never closed, actually. We were open all the time for takeout. Thanks to local, they support us a lot. And we didn't have so much hard time. Right after June, July, the business start pick up, And I was not open last year. That's why I didn't have any info about how it's going to be or how not. The only things we were worried about just to cover the expense and all other things. But thanks God, we was very successful actually during the pandemic time. And like in August, we just built our webpage and it helped a lot. So we were really relaxed and more, how can I say, it was really easier than I thought. I was thinking it was gonna be more difficult, but thanks God, we passed much easier by the local sport.
Yeah. Seems like if the next pandemic's coming, we should get in the sweets business.
Yeah, you guys, I think we're going to make you like the
It's a little
stars
bulletproof.
of the pandemic here.
Yeah. And in the pandemic time, we opened our second location, as you see.
Right. And how's business now? I mean, now you're getting more people in there. Is it picking up even more?
Yeah, right. Actually, the summertime was very busy, like all the way to end of September. Right now, in the weekdays is a little quiet, but the weekends still super busy. So I don't think there is no pandemic anymore. You know, people don't care about. It seems like we are almost end.
It does feel that way. I was at the Bull
Yeah.
show last night, and it definitely felt that way there. So that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Maria, I mean, you also, I mean, your job was your previous job was affected by the pandemic, but what are you? I mean, does it feel like momentum is picking up for you? I mean, obviously you just opened, so that ball is just now rolling. But are people pretty excited to be out and coming into a new shop?
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that that many people. Like we were closed for Thursday through Monday. I was expecting to come back on Monday, and when I came back on Tuesday, I decided to give my customers a good comeback. So I put a Tuesday pancake, which was only $7 an order. I wasn't expecting that many people, and then everybody said, "Why you were closed for many days?" And I said, "Oh, so they know that we're here, and they feel so thankful for us to have a lot of customers that even we're not put a note on the door and everything, but they still call us and they say, why are you guys gonna open again?" So it's like they really need the dessert after they eat, and we right close to CPK. So after they eat, CPK send people to get dessert over here. So I mean, I'm happy. I'm really happy. It was really sad when they closed the store where I work, and then I felt you really deep and no, you don't see the exit about everything. I was almost on red numbers, and I had my kids to go to school, and I have to do something, and that's what I decided to put my savings on a little store. And thanks to Santa Barbara people, they're being so supportive. So I'm always gonna be thankful to everybody, especially you guys. They came and offered these shots so people can know about us more. So I'm really, really thankful.
Right. And Maya, how are you looking towards the future here? Just in general, you got fun stuff coming up. Are you going to make any special end of pandemic flavors?
Well, I have one that I'm so super excited. It's fresh lemon verbena and tamarind. It's so good. I mean, it's a great combo. But we always do new things, you know. We always have new things. Like we've got the Halloween skulls. We paint them. We have little ghosts. We have eyeballs with caramel in it. And then Christmas will come and we'll have more yummy stuff. Yep. It's fun. You can't get bored here. You just keep doing new flavors. It's I think that's why I love it so much. It can be very, very creative. It's great.
Yeah, you've always been one of my go-tos for Christmas shopping too, because you know it's great stuff and it lasts a while, and people in my life really love chocolate and treats too. So I'm gonna have to add these others to the list as well.
For sure.
Bulent, you got any special flavors or anything coming up?
Yeah, we are just adding like around 15 new flavor with a special Christmas gift boxes. So we are just preparing us ready for the Christmas and for online as well. So we do our best and we will be ready for Christmas.
Yeah. One thing we didn't talk about, and I just remembered, but it's come up in other shows, the supply chain issues. I'm sure you guys are importing stuff. I mean, that must be something you're dealing with. Bulent, is that something you're seeing?
It's really tough time. Our containers just arrived and they're just holding in the ocean for 25 days.
Oh,
There
geez.
is a big problem with unloading and the truck driver. Those kind of issues are show up, but hopefully it will pass very soon.
Yeah. Maya, you're seeing that too, I assume, with bringing things in?
Yeah. I mean, I'm lucky. You know, it's packaging basically. That's the biggest problem. But otherwise, it's okay. But packaging, yeah, any, you know, ribbon, all this stuff is definitely a little tricky. But it's okay. I mean, it just shows how spoiled we were before. You know, we just went like this and things would drop in, you know. So it's kind of a eye-opener on how everything works and how we should be more conscientious on what's happening out there.
Yeah, how connected
So
we are
true.
to everything else. Yeah. Maria, do you see any supply chain issues? You having trouble getting the big jars of Nutella in?
Yeah, I have some issues. I'm the new one, but yeah, I said it is hard. The cups, we start doing the horchata and the aguas frescas, and we can find a cup. So the soonest is that I can get deliveries until they said until November. I said no, I need to serve the aguas frescas, so I have to drop to Los Angeles to get my supplies. Yeah, because
Wow.
it was in no way that I can get it sooner. Even with Amazon, the popular Amazon, it won't have the plastic. Everybody, almost all the warehouse was behind because of the pandemic.
Yeah. Wow. I mean, I think that people are hearing this, but they're not necessarily recognizing that that means that you can't get cups and you can't get, you know, Turkish Delights in time or whatever. But it's interesting to hear that from a real world perspective. Maria, do you have anything fun coming up? Any special flavors or anything coming up for the holidays? Or
Yeah, we have to make the pumpkin. I'm working on the pumpkin crepe and the pumpkin pancakes, especially. And I also gonna do the chocolate one, the chocolate cake coming soon.
Matt, we do have a question for Maria. Okay to get that in?
do it. Yeah.
Okay. So Maria, a follower here or a viewer is curious if you've ever thought about making a matcha crepe. So you've got a collaboration opportunity there. They're curious.
Yeah. Matcha has been so popular. I didn't know until I saw the matcha brownies, and everybody wants like matcha, and I said, yeah. I mean, what can I lose? I can try anything now. I mean, I already here, so why not try it? To have a little bit for everybody, every culture.
Oh, that's
Sounds like
great.
a yes.
And then, so I'm really new on business. So I didn't even have a website when I started. So I'm working on the website so they can order through the website. So I can't believe it. It was crazy for me to start it. Like we weren't prepared like others. We weren't ready at all. Which is just jump on the bridge and say, let's do it. So it's like, that's what I say. I give you a lot of credit to my husband to deal with me.
Well, I've heard from a lot of business owners, and I don't think anyone's ever completely ready when they jump in. So,
So true.
well, welcome to the club, I guess.
Okay.
Well, Robin, they've answered all my questions. I don't know if you have any more for them or.
No, I think you've covered it pretty well. I just want to make sure that everybody knows exactly where each of your shops and boutiques are, and then we can go into just a couple of announcements. So, Bulent, what's your address? We need to make sure people know.
1019 State Street, Santa Barbara.
Okay, and then also, what's the address of the new one in St. Louis?
715 Higuera Street, San Luis Obispo.
All right, congrats on that new spot
Thank
too.
you.
That's awesome. And Maya, what about you? Where exactly is your shop? I know, but we gotta make sure we gotta get people out there.
It's a funky address. It's 15 West Gutierrez. So we're right next to the art gallery by Rocco and backyard bowls. We got the parking lot right across there.
Great, right in that Sevilla Square area. Perfect. And then Maria, we heard you a little bit before, but remind us, where are you exactly in the San Nuevo area?
The address is 651 Paseo Nuevo. Don't get confused because the GPS take it to the Lavina. So I'm right here, Gap clothing store right in front of Lush. So it's just right in front. Don't get lost, or GPS sometimes is crazy, but I'm working on giving direction.
Great. So right in front of Lush there. Excellent.
Yes.
Well, this has been such a fun conversation. Thank you for sharing your stories. And I'm so excited for some new sweets to try coming up, especially those crepes and more baklava and more chocolate. Ooh, yum. Well, Matt, what's happening coming up at the Independent? You want to share anything?
What is happening? We have, I'm actually working on a big story for next week about a coffee grower in Goleta who might change the build an entire industry of California coffee, which is kind of exciting.
Wow.
And then we have our local heroes issue is coming up. We're right before Thanksgiving. We're actually still taking some submissions for that. So if you have any ideas of people that have done heroic things, everything from like small heroic things to major heroic things, send an email to localhero@independent.com. We have a gift guide coming out. We have an education issue coming out. So there's a lot coming down. The holidays always you think you're going to roll into like easy street, and actually it's much more complicated towards the end of the year than the rest of the year. So, but in some ways that means we're kind of getting back to normal, which is great too.
And because Best Of was such a big issue, if people didn't get to see that last week, make sure you go and check out all the Best Of. And I hope those who participated in the scavenger hunt had a great time, that the photos and the different things that have come out, you can still check out all of those different spots. You want to make sure you check out all the Best Of. And of course, these businesses who are on with us today. A couple things that are coming up for the downtown organization. We have our State Street Promenade Market happening today. You can actually, if you're watching this live, you can go out and trick or treat with each of the vendors. This Sunday from 3 to 5 will also be a safe trick or treat with about 50 different downtown businesses. So definitely bring your families out and look for the balloons and the signs in the windows to hop around and get some treats from our local businesses. We're back doing First Thursdays. The next one is November, I think it is 4th. Yes, 4th from 5 to 8. So about 30 different businesses will have art, music, live music, wine, and good fun to be had. So definitely check out all of those things. We've got other things coming up soon, but we will be back here next week for another great conversation. We're going to be talking actually with some of our First Thursday participants and someone who's been doing the art crawl for many years, Andy Garcia, and then also Diane and Ralph Waterhouse from Waterhouse Gallery, who I believe is having their 37th or something close to that anniversary, which is huge, 37th anniversary of having a gallery downtown. And then we're going to also be speaking with Alexandra Terry from the Museum of Contemporary Art in Santa Barbara. So lots of fun will be had. If you have not seen these shows before, you can see all of them being recorded. You can visit them on our website at downtownsb.org on the Independent site, or visit either our Facebook page or on TVSB now. So lots of places where you can get to know our local businesses. So that is all I have. Anything else, Matt, before we hop off?
I'm good.
All right. Well, thank you, Bulent. Thank you,
Thank
Maya.
you.
And
Thank
thank you so much, Maria. We'll see you all at your shop soon. Talk to you soon.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.